Your vote is your voice. That's your voice. It's your political voice. That's your political brand, your political statement. Use your voice. Stand up. Take a stand on something. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is.
So yeah,
Just use
first
it.
first use your voice to identify what's going on inside your head, what's going on inside your heart, and use your voice to understand what's going on around you with your
Yeah.
family and your friends, your coworkers, and then use it to your local governments
Yeah, man.
levels.
Time to speak up. It is the gift of democracy. Um, a lot of people don't appreciate history the way that I think they should because it wasn't that long ago when regular commoners, no matter what race you were, white, black, you know, a common person had no meaningful rights in most European countries, 300 years ago, 400 years ago. Um, it democracy was something, in particularly in a capitalist enterprise and economy where anyone and everyone who's a citizen could, be their own boss. I mean, that's that's America, right? That's America's legacy, and it's a tremendous legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never been really about race. It was always about hard work and opportunity, always, and creativity. And what you could bring to the table, no matter where you came from. That's the heart and soul of America, and that's what we have to get back to.
Yeah.
I think at one time America appreciated bringing, different people in from across the globe to enrich this country and to make it what it's become. It's very, very special, diverse, creative, beacon of opportunity and hope for, for the entire world. We had to get back to, I think, our principles. I think this is what Barack Obama's legacy was really about at the end of the day, was trying to remind this country of who we really are.
Yeah.
A little self-awareness,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully we can get to a point where collectively, we can capture a bit of self-acceptance.
Yeah. And I know it's that the process of getting things done through the government, it's you don't have that immediate feedback, that immediate validation that you get through maybe like throwing a brick through a police car. But in the long run, it'll pay off if you're able to say put through a bill that says that police officers need to go through all these different types of training before they can hold a gun. Like add on more training, add on implicit bias, add on these checks to make sure these police officers don't have these racist, kind of inherently racist thoughts. That will have more substantial benefits than throwing the brick through the police car.
Absolutely, it will. And I really love your idea, Tori. I just very much appreciate what you said about getting these police officers into their communities, like into the places in which they serve. Going into people's homes, right?
Maybe
Going to the
you have to do
schools.
that for a year. Maybe you have to walk on foot.
Yeah,
You don't hold a gun, and you have
yeah.
to go foot,
Canvas,
go knock on doors.
canvas, like a politician, right? Beat the streets, man. Like get to know your people.
We had
Um,
to, as
get to know
doctors,
their names.
how many years of training do we have to do as doctors? We had to do, let's see, 4 years of medical school and then at least 4 years of residency. So, and that's after an undergraduate degree before
Yeah,
we practice under our own license.
yeah, yeah. We don't mess around. They make sure that you don't leave our education and training experience without being, fully immersed
Mhm. Mhm.
in the
And
experience.
fully in debt. But that's
And that too.
a
That too.
conversation for another time.
Mhm.
Well, this is a beautiful conversation. I mean, it's a tough topic to talk about. I understand that we're obviously like I'm a white male, you're a black male, and
Yeah.
these are conversations. And sometimes they're going to be sloppy, sometimes they're going to be emotional, sometimes you're not always going to say the right thing. And You're going to stumble over your words, and you may put your foot in your mouth at times. But if you can try to have this conversation, the easier and easier it'll get. And I appreciate being able to have this conversation with you, Dr. Hose, Armin.
Yeah, man. No, you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. It's a conversation that has to be had. You know, if you're really a friend, right, and you really say that you love your neighbor, you love your brother, um, you know, or frankly, it doesn't even have to be about love. If you just want to coexist peacefully, you know, and not live in fear,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
then
And
you have to have the conversation.
yeah, and you may inadvertently like expose yourself of someone who does have implicit biases and who has done like racist things or has racist thoughts. But that's okay if you're talking about them and you're willing to work through them. You're willing to be have an open mind and be flexible.
Yeah. And, you know, just like we talked about earlier with LeBron's legacy and what that means for not only young athletes, but just young people, just people in general around the world, that you can come from any circumstance and still be not only great, like Michael Jordan, but you can have it your way. You can do it on your terms. You can create your own legacy, and you can have a life that, you know, I think you can look back at the end of the day and be very proud of and thankful for, not just because of your own personal accomplishments, but because of the accomplishments of what you were able to create for others around you, and the community that you were able to uplift, and, you know, the people you're able to inspire, and that becomes then a collective legacy, right? And something that really stands against the sands of time in a very powerful way.
Yeah.